Self-love is one of the most misunderstood ideas of our time. Self-love is not what you think it is. Hello and welcome. I'm Azin and here is Azin Sphere. Today we are going to talk about an important idea about the self-love. What exactly self-love is? Am I doing wrong to show how I do love myself or not? Today we are going to open up and talking about this important idea about the self-love. So grab your tea and coffee and stay with me to the end. Actually, it's been turned into something polished, markable, and comfortable, like confidence, positive thinking, treating yourself nicely, bubble baths, mirror affirmations, and finally, choosing yourself. And listen, none of these are wrong. They can be supportive, but they are not the foundation. Because real self-love does not begin when you feel good about yourself. It begins when you are willing to stay with yourself, even when you don't. Most people only practice self-love when it's easy, when they are calm, when they are productive, when they are proud of themselves. But the moments that actually define your relationship with yourself are the moments when you are disappointed, tired, reactive, overwhelmed, or lost. So the real question is, what do you do then? Do you pull away from yourself? Do you criticize? Do you rush to fix, explain, justify, or improve? Or do you stay? Actually, self-love is not about liking yourself all the time. It's about not abandoning yourself. When you are inconvenient, when you are messy, when you're slow, when you don't have answers. And for many people, that's unfamiliar territory because unfortunately a lot of us learned early and that love was conditional. When you were appreciated, when you performed well, when you were easy to deal with, when you didn't need too much. So you internalize that logic. You learn to give yourself approval only when you meet certain standards, only when you were productive, only when you were improving, only when you were better. But I have to say that's not a self-love, that's self-management. And the truth is, self-management is exhausting. Self-management keeps you in a constant loop of fixing yourself and again, fixing yourself. There is always something to work on, something to optimize, something to heal. But there is never rest. And rest is not laziness. Rest is what tells your nervous system that you're safe even when you're not performing. True self-love feels quieter than motivation. It's not loud. It doesn't announce itself. It shows up as boundaries you don't over-explain, as rest you don't have to earn, as choices that prioritize your nervous system over your image. Self-love is not indulgence. It's integrity. It's doing what you said you would do because you respect yourself and also stopping when your system says this is enough. This balance is where most people struggle. They swing between the two extremes. On one side, harsh discipline, pushing, forcing, ignoring their limits. On the other side, avoidance, shutting down, giving up, disconnecting. But we must know that self-love lives in the middle. It doesn't ask, what should I be doing? It asks, what actually supports me right now? Here is an uncomfortable truth. You cannot self-care your way out of unmet needs. No amount of affirmations can replace rest. No mindset shifts can replace safety. No positivity can replace connection. Sometimes what you can call a lack of self-love is actually exhaustion or loneliness or grief. And trying to fix those with positive self-talk only creates more disconnection. Self-love doesn't deny reality, it responds to it. Self-love means telling the truth about your needs without turning them into a problem. It means allowing yourself to want. And this is hard for many people because wanting was once unsafe. So you learn to shrink your desires to stay acceptable. Maybe you told yourself you don't need too much. You adapted, you managed. But self-love does not ask you to become smaller and smaller. It asks you to become honest. Honest about what drains you. Honest about what you're tired of. Honest about what kind of life would actually feel suitable. There is another part of self-love that's rarely talked about. Self-love includes grieving who you had to be to survive. The version of you that stayed quiet, that stayed strong, that stayed useful, that stayed agreeable. That version deserves respect. It protects you, but it doesn't need to keep running your life. Letting go of survival identities can feel like a loss. Even when they hurt you, they kept you safe once. Self-love honors that. Without saying stuck there, it says, thank you for getting me here. You can rest now. Self-love also means allowing yourself to change. Without announcing it. Without explaining every shift. Without defending every boundary. Some people will resist your self-respect, especially those who benefited from your self-neglect. That doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means the dynamic is changing, and change almost always feels uncomfortable before it feels free. If self-love feels hard for you, it's not because you're bad at it. It's because self-love requires presence, not direction, not numbing, not constant fixing, just staying. Staying with discomfort, staying with uncertainty, staying with yourself. That presence reveals trust. And trust is what allows growth, not pressure, not comparison, not constant self-evaluation. Self-love is choosing a relationship with yourself that you don't want to walk away from, even on the days you're not proud, or even when you don't have clarity, and when progress feels slow, especially then, because the life you're building needs a stable inner home, and self-love is how you build that home. Not all at once, but one honest moment at a time. If this episode resonates with you, don't try to become better overnight. Just notice one moment today where you usually abandon yourself and choose to stay instead. If you want more conversations like this, grounded, honest, and nervous system aware, you can subscribe to this channel. Please share this episode with someone who's too hard on themselves. And remember, self-love is not something you perform. It's a relationship you don't leave. I have a question for you. How was your day? How do you feel today? You can comment me down below and I would be happy to read all of them. Thanks for staying with me to the end. I'm going to share another video which the link is in the description down below. And see you in the next episode. Till that time, stay calm and happy.